We still got good 20 minutes before everything truly starts. As of right now, they're just saying miscellaneous stuff. Though, we did get confirmation that they're not going to be doing NFTs in Final Fantasy XIV. Though, in the long run, I just didn't see exactly what in the world they would even do with NFTs in 14. Seriously. They said that they have a surprise, like they're doing something special for this part of the live letter. When normally part ones are never really all that big of a deal. They just give us some of the notes of what we'll be looking forward to in the next in the patch. But considering the fact that they said that this one was going to be special, off of the heels of 6.0, we'll just have to wait and see.
And I understand we were talking about like the future of Final Fantasy XIV, but every time we mention something like that, people are like, "Oh no, is Yoshida going to quit?" And no, I think I told
we
us
should
when we were doing our
be
announcement
beyond
for
this by
December,
now.
it's like,
Come on,
14 is my
we
life
should
work.
we
It's
should
not
be
like I'm
so
going to just
beyond
up
this
and
to the
leave
point where they
something.
don't even need to say anything about this anymore.
なんだろう、そんなね、自分の去就をね、重大発表をしますみたいなね、ことは言わないですよ。恥ずかしい。うん。
Why are we still talking about the fact that, oh no, Yoshida's going to stop making the game?
I'm not the type of person who would make these kinds of like my personal
oh no,
announcements on a
Final
live
Fantasy
stream.
XIV is going to be ending. It's not going to be having 10 more years.
でいきましょうか、早速。ね、前半だいたいね、2時間ぐらい。
Dude has been saying it ad nauseum. Jesus.
なので、ご飯食べて。
So we're looking at, at least for the first part, we're looking at about 2 hours broadcast. And so just, you're free to do like, you have dinner or like eat lunch as you're watching the broadcast. It is a Saturday.
I should have
so
made, well, I did make
out,
dinner actually, now that I think about it.
So.
I guess I will go ahead and get me some hamburger helper. Shit, freaking 2 hours? Excuse me? Usually a freaking broadcast like this would only take like what? An hour and 30 minutes? This is gonna take 2 hours? What the fuck are we talking about? This is gonna take 2 hours. The hell? Jesus. 2030. Holy fuck.
And then once we do look back on our past, then we look forward to the next 10 years. Because
I'll be
as
freaking
I mentioned,
37, 38.
Having Final Fantasy XIV for
near my
another
40s.
10
What the
years.
fuck?
So there are
and I'm still gonna be playing 14. Holy shit.
To do in order to continue expanding Final Fantasy XIV.
I'm gonna be freaking 37. I'm gonna be my near 40s.
Some of those items.
Freaking playing Final Fantasy XIV. Okay. So we're not entirely going to be talking about 6.1 right now.
And then it'll go into the latter half of
まあいろいろありましたね。まあ2010年サービスを開始して、その12月に
The bumpy road.
体制ね、全部開発も一新して
The bumpy road of version 1.0.
ナイトメアってすげえ言ってんね、コメントで。
ナイトメア。
I love how the comments from the West are, I love how they know all these details. And I'm sure Amy had sat into the interviews as well, but people were asking about, oh, are you going to make an FF14 1.0 classic like WoW Classic did theirs? And Yoshida answered, Nightmare. And so people are calling the time of 1.0 in Nightmare. It's awesome.
で、まあ、2012
年
の11月11日にですね、
Oh, my lord.
トレーラーと
of 2010.
So if I could have people in the comments, by show of hands, I don't know how you raise your hands, but like anybody who's been playing since 1.0, the original Final Fantasy 14, we would love to see.
I wish, and at the same time, I'm glad I didn't. It's kind of hard to explain.
Thank you very much.
I wish I did, so I could have that sort of experience.
That's amazing. Thank you, guys.
But at the same time, I feel as though that I'm fine.
And then next, we were able to launch our first ever expansion pack, Heaven's Word, in 2015 June. And then soon after, we reached 5 million registered players.
でこの辺りはですね、我々開発チームもですね、高難易度高難易度って言われてよしやっちゃうぞって言って
The memories.
のをやったらですね、いや難しすぎんだろって
The day that I played
我
Final
々も
Fantasy
いろいろな失敗を繰り
XIV
返しつつですね
Heaven's Word
今
on
に
launch.
つながってる本当重要な時期だったと思います、ここは。
It was ridiculous.
But this is around the time when people were starting to clamor for higher difficult content, and the dev team got so excited about, oh yeah, you want difficult, and so we gave you a really, really tough content, and people started complaining now about, oh no, this is too difficult, this is too difficult. So we were trying to find that balance. It was trial and error, trying to get to that nice balance. But I think it was really
boy,
important that we're
Alexander.
making that conversation.
あれでね、僕
Alexander is definitely so different, I swear.
And then, of course, Stormblood released in 2017 June, and we started looking
The
at
middle of the road
various
expansion.
other types of content aside from battle and combat. Content that would
it was
involve
fine.
The feeling
was fine.
of living in the world
Stormblood
of
was
Final
fine.
Fantasy IV. And I still remember when Stormblood first launched, Rauban Extreme in the Niners.
ありましたね。
Rauban Extreme.
I think we all
I never
remember
got to
that.
experience that because I was so busy freaking leveling samurai.
今の安定したキューイング
But
システム
yeah,
があったり
that
するから
reminds me, for any of those that are in the chat right now
Even
watching,
with that failure, we learned from it, and we were
what did
able
people
to
think
build
about
a
Stormblood?
much better queuing
Madam,
system.
you have no reason to answer this
そして
question.
ですね、2000ました。
Shadowbringers,
And
or
moving
quote
on,
unquote
we
Philbringer.
released, Shadowbringers in 2019, and
Good
soon
God.
after, I know we had to delay the release by about 2 weeks. Again, apologies for the delay, but we were able to release Endwalker, and finally we were able to conclude the overarching story of Hydaelyn and Zodiark.
And a freaking fantastical,
長かったようで僕は結構
fantastical
あっ
ending.
という間の11
Good
年。
God.
本当に
I'm
ものすごく
probably never
こんなに
going
支え
to
て
be
もら
able
う
to
タイトルは他にない
experience
だろうと
something
思う
like
の
that
で
ever
支
again.
えていただいてここまで来れたので改めて本当に感謝
I
を
wish that I could
伝え
just
たいと思いま
like
す。ありがとうございます。
rewind time just so I can experience that whole
And
entire
It feels
experience.
like a long time. And of course, I will go into detail as to what this exactly means.
そしてですね、7.0 に向けて、チャレンジとしてですね、こちら、第一次グラフィックスのアップデートの準備開発っていうのをやっています。
Let's go! Oh my god.
Again,
The
leading,
game's first
up
graphical
to 7.0, and one of the challenges that we want to take
Do you
on
see this
is
right
our
now?
first
Do you
graphical
see
update,
that
at least the
sentence
preparation
right
and the
now?
development for it.
Pick at that sentence right now. First graphical update. That, do you even know what that means?
When
They
we dive into each of these
specifically-
different points, I will touch upon why we are calling this the first.
They
graphical update.
specifically
一応先に言っとくコメントが結構多いんで、
chose those words.
PS4
First
が遊べなくなることはないです。
graphical
うんそうないの
update.
でお約束しておきます。
This does not necessarily mean that we are ceasing the support for PS4 as of 7.0. So I do want to clear that out first.
I mean, I don't really see the
そ
point.
して
I'm
ですね
fairly certain that when it comes to it,
せっかくなのでパッチ 6.x
that's the thing. I feel like the PlayStation 4 is actually able to handle like any graphical update because of the fact that we're currently dealing with like graphics that used to actually be on the PlayStation 3 but has been
diving into the details.
slowly visually updating with each expansion.
So there's actually two, and one of them is we see there's a lot of players that love Final Fantasy, and many that claim they've played all of the Final Fantasies except for 11 and 14, which is very frustrating.
Not really.
まあ11もね今かなりアップデート
I mean, I didn't really get to
かな
play
り
Final
大部分
Fantasy
のソフトで
VI
ね
until
快
much
適に
later
してます
when I
が
played Final
14
Fantasy
はさらにその
14.
先へ行きたいと思ってます。
Final Fantasy V and
Of
Final
course,
Fantasy VI were
we are
probably the
paying
only
attention
two
to Final Fantasy
games,
11 players as well.
along
And
with
we've
Final
made
Fantasy
various
11, I've
updates. I
never
think it has
actually gotten to
become
be able
very
to play until
solo-friendly
Final Fantasy
recently.
XIV was a thing.
But with Final Fantasy 14,
まずなので、
But what does that entail exactly?
7.0でまでの間、
Large scale
フェイスシ
updates
ステ
to
ム
the
の大
trust
規模アップデ
system.
ートっていうのをや
Okay,
ってい
let's
きます
go.。
パッチ6.1から6.5までの
Trust compatibility for all
メジャ
main
ーパ
scenario
ッチで
dungeons
全
and
メインクエストの
4-player
必須 ID と
trials
4人用の透
to
明
be
線を
played
全てフェイス対応
and
し
to
ます。
be. Oh, wow.
as it says here, trust compatibility for all main scenario dungeons and 4-player trials to be added in patch 6.1 through 6.5.
まあ順次なのでね、パッチ例えば6.2 とかを見ると中途半端なところまでしか対応されてないとかいうことが
Okay, then.
ある可能性は
That's one
高
way
いん
to
です
do
け
it.
ど、
So the first implementation, patch
Ah,
6.1, will make
Let's
Realm
go.
Reborn, and this
We're
is
finally
just
getting
patch
it.
2.0 range, and the scenarios duty become trust compatible.
そしてですね、それに伴って一部初期のですねメインクエスト ID とか、透滅線もリニューアルします。
And then further
Will not be
improvements will
updated
be
at
made
this
to
time.
some
Those
low-level
updates
main
will be
scenario
considered for
dungeons and
7.0 and later.
trials.
Okay.
でちょっと
That
注
makes
意なんですけど、
So they're not going to be doing
8
8-player trials just yet. Not just yet,
あれらは
but they'll
ちょっと
be
やっぱ
getting
り
to it.
コストを全見積もりしたんですけど、どうしてもこう 6.1 から
Sooner or
6.5まで
later,
の期間
they'll
では
actually
対
make
応
this
しきれない
game
ので、
practically
8人の
fully
透滅線に
soloable
関しては 7.0 以降
when it
順
comes
次
to it.
対応していくつもりです。
if they're actually able to manage doing this.
You may see the disclaimers on the bottom. And with an 8-person trial, I think that sort of reduces the responsibility per person going into the match, hopefully. So we're hoping that players would still
Not
jump
only
into,
does
like, a
that,
duty fighter
make
and
sense,
hopefully
considering-
get the enjoyment out of matching up with random people. So at this time,
There's
we're
also the
unable
fact
to
of,
address it
like,
within the 6.1 through
NPCs.
6.5 period, but we are looking to it for 7.0 or later.
And who exactly will be
でちょっと
joining us?
注意なんですけど、
And I want to make another point of caution here. Whenever we say trust compatibility, I think the thought that, oh, can we go into this dungeon with members of the Scions or any sort of named NPCs? And some of these story dungeons have key players kind of leaving the scene, like where the warrior of light goes into a dungeon and say somebody goes up and say, oh, I'm going to take care of matters over there. We can't have them come back just to join you
Obviously.
in the dungeon. So in those cases, especially the earlier dungeons, you will see your trust members as like members from the Adventurers Guild or maybe other people who have the Echo accompany
That's
you in
going to be
these
very
dungeons.
interesting.
ただ
I would very much like to know what kind of characters that they will have for each dungeon.
まあこいつはやっぱ
That's gonna be very
ダンジョン
interesting.
一緒に行ってほしかったなってプレイヤーの皆さん
I
が
can't
思っ
wait
て
to
る
see
ような
that.
ポイントは
For example, like when you go into the Thousand Miles of Totorak, and you step on those like poison floors, and all of a sudden you are hit with heavy or slow, we're actually getting rid of that.
まああとは
What?
14から申請するのに急いで作ってちょっとライティング良くないなとかいうところの
You serious?
ちょっと絵的な調整もそれなりにやってます。
Bruh.
And there are also some aesthetical changes that we wanted to make. There were certain areas of the earlier part of FF14
That's
when
like
we
the-
were trying to quickly
The
just
best change that they could
relaunch
possibly
as a
do to that
Realm
dungeon.
Reborn. So there were areas. And then one of the first 8-person party battles that you encounter, I believe, is Camp Westwind. And I want to mention that we are doing away with that.
What?
People are getting shocked.
帝
What?
国の盾としてね、武人
No,
として
not the hardest
身
trial.
を挺してやってきた
What?
将軍の一人、まあ将軍ではないけど正しくは8人でフルボッコはいかがなものかということでですね、
はい
ちゃんとコストをかけてですね、クエストインスタンスバトルとして
おっと、
生まれ変
They're
わり
getting
ます。
rid of the hardest trial in the entire game.
it would be very humiliating for 8 people to come in and just beat him up. So we actually allocated the resources to rebuild that battle so that it's going to be a quest instanced battle that you go in.
ですね、この、
Future concept 2. Preparing for years of service to come. The first graphical update.
まあ長期運営やっていく上で、
Bruh.
一時のグラフィックスアップデートを、
The first
裏でね、作業させていただき
graphical
ます。
update.
I do want to assure you that we will continue supporting for PS4 at least until 7.0.
Oh, well, damn.
Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What's people's reaction?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Some people saying, "Oh, is that me?"
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo!
I don't think this is what we are looking for. This is not what we would desire.
That would be crazy if it was.
書かれてる
Some people are saying this looks like a very tired Yoshida.
そうなんか違う
Bro, that'd be crazy if the game actually looked like that.
Kind of does feel awkward. So we aren't going to be working to make this better.
まあいわゆるフォトリアルを追求していくとグラフィックスアップデートってこっちに行きがちなんですけど、おそらくファイナルファンタジー14の
Just imagine if it did look like that. Though in the long run, I wouldn't want to see my boy Ezekiel looking realistic like that.
For those who enjoy the aesthetic of Final Fantasy XIV, this is not necessarily what we want to begin with.
では
The bait was so real.
グラフィックスアップデートって実はテスト開発もスタートさせてるんですけど、テストスタートしてからまだ1ヶ月と1週間ぐらいなんですね。
The bait was so
with these
real.
graphical updates, we are already starting testing actually, and it's been about a month and a week.
なのでその1ヶ月
Does that mean you actually have an example for
ぐらい
me
テストをして
of what we
まあこれ
we
だ
could
ったら
possibly be seeing? Please just give
今
me
出してもまあい
something.
けるだろうここま
Just
で
give me something so I could just like not be thinking about it so much.
Of course, we're going to aim higher than what we're going to be showing you, but it's I think it's coming out pretty nicely, and we are relatively confident. So let us show you some of these images.
We got him in.
こちらがですねテスト期間1ヶ月目のサンプルです。キャラクターです
Hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I am like high res with shade. Oh, dude.
これ左
Oh my god, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
右がテクスチャーをハイレゾリューション化してます。髪の毛も含めて。であとシェーダーを1枚入れてます。
It looks so much
And so what
cleaner,
you're seeing
dude.
is the current image.
Dude, the shading looks so
セ
fucking.
ルフシャ
Oh,
ドウって言っ
dude.
て自分の髪の毛の影が顔に落ちた時、まあ
It is
その
not
自分の
so far
オブジェ
into
ク
the
トが
uncanny valley of freaking photorealism, but at the same time, it's still capturing the Final Fantasy feel. Oh my god, that 14 feel. I wanna see my boy. I wanna see my boy. I need to see my boy.
行ってまあやれるより高いところは目指して
Need to see my boy in this freaking in this visual.
So
Damn
of
it!
course we do want to strive, and then we'll continue to
Look
test
at how
and continue
freaking
to
clean
sort of
that
improve,
looks.
and then
Holy
apply
fuck!
optimization.
That is so freaking
まあ
photo-esque.
彼でやるとこんな感じです。
Bruh.
Of course, our Derplander.
I need this in my life. I need to see my boy.
でちょっと見こってのサンプルです。
Dude, dude, this looks so fucking. Look at those eyes. Oh my god, look at those eyes.
ボケ
Holy flipping shit.
まあなくなったりですね。髪の毛の柔らかいそのカールの印象と
The hair doesn't look pixelated. The fucking hair doesn't look pixelated.
しておいてください。
Dude, look at this Rogadin. This Rogadin looked mean as fuck.
Yeah, it looked like
ララフェルがね一番難しい
I
ん
can't
で
get
すよ
over the shine of the eyes, bruh.
Wallfell was actually quite challenging.
I just cannot
まあでも
get
髪の毛
over the
綺麗に
shine of the
なるんで
eyes.
目の周りを
Like,
もの
holy
すごく
shit.
鮮明
Eyes has become very crisp, and it looks a lot more alive, so to
Yes.
speak. And with being able to
And the hair is no longer fucking pixelated. Oh,
処理になって
dude.
くるんですけど、質
I
感の
cannot
表
wait
現
to
というのを
freaking
向上させて
see
いき
the
ます。例え
freaking
ば肌
like
それから装
the
備
the
品の金属
fabric
部分
the
あと
fabric
布って
the fabric is
え
gonna
っと
be
布
so
用の
fucking
シェーダー
good.
っていうの
Oh
が実はあっ
man,
て
dude. Here
So
we
this
go.
is, one
It's
of
time for
our
the grass.
pet peeves, arch nemesis, I should say. These are like these automatically generated grass.
これ
Here
が
it
ですね、カッ
comes.
トシーンのチェックをやってるとで
It's
す
time
ね、
for the
割り込んでくるんで
grass.
す。今まだテスト中ですが、こんな感じ。
Holy flippin' shit.
But that will
Holy
be updated
flippin'
shortly.
shit.
Again, we're still testing, but this is a sample image of what it could look like.
Holy flippin' shit.
複数持てるようになるので、
Holy flippin'
上限
shit.
から上は何も手入れてないんです。
So
I was not
we
actually
haven't
expecting
added or modified
this
any
quality of
background.
grass,
The trees
dude.
And the field in the background have
Jesus
not,
Lord, Heavenly
been
Father.
modified. The look of it is
This is only a
different because
month?
of how we can process these automated grass
What?
areas
Bro, I'm not
from
ready.
Realm Reborn throughout Endwalker.
I'm not ready to see Elpis with this
さあ
this
では
amount of beauty.
バックグラウンド
Oh
実
my
はまだあるんです
lord.
けど、
I am not ready to see
表
Elpis.
現バックグラウンド実は
What the actual
人気を中
fuck
華にするために
am I looking at right? Well, what did I even look at? What was I even looking at just now? I honestly don't want you to talk about this until like maybe the first or second fan fest. Like just let this simmer. just let this simmer.
Updates and the preparations that we're making
And
for it, I
the
think
work that
is
you put
all that I
forth
have
within
for
this
today's
year
presentation.
into 2023 is going to make every like the thing that we see now a whole like oh my god. Tataro's Grand Endeavor.
So 6.1 series. I understand that it's still kind of hard to see when it's coming, but we are looking at April at this time.
当然ですがメインクエストのアップ
I was
6
wrong?
6.5 まで新しい冒険をお届けしていこうと思ってます。
What?
Part of those and this is regarding the major patch cycle.
Okay.
これまでですね、申請スタートからですね、まあずっとできるだけこの
Previously,
3.5
one
ヶ月に
major
メジャー
patch
パッチ
every
配信っていうのを
3.5
まあ
months.
目標に掲げてやってきました。
So of course, since the relaunch as A Realm Reborn, we've tried to keep this pace of one major patch update per every 3.5 months.
でこれをですね、本当申し訳ないんですが、2週間プラスしてですね、
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it was going to be 4 full-on months. I freaking knew it was going to be 4 full-on months now.
助かります。
I kind of figured that they were going to be doing something like this.
Of our development cycle where it's development and then implementation.
Mainly due to the scale of all the things that they're going to be doing now.
So there's 2 weeks that
That I
we
feel like
ask,
that they were going to be
of
needing
you
more
for your
time.
patience.
その後ですね
What else are we going to be
これも
talking
先
about?
日ご紹介しましたが別の生放送企画でモザイクアート皆さんからお送りいただいたスクリーンショットでモザイクアートを作るという企画がありましてそれのタイムラプスビデオがありますのでそちら2本続けてご覧いただいてまた1時40分から再開したいと思います、はい、それでは休憩ですビデオをご覧くださいどうぞ
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do? Why'd you cut off the best part? Why did you cut off the best part? I finished Endwalker at the end of December. Along with essentially all of my recordings. That was also when I also finished Pandemonium. And during the time that I ended up getting sick, which I ended up getting sick again after my sickness finally went away at around the mid to near end of January, I ended up getting sick again literally 2 days ago. Cause my dumbass freaking went to sleep after I freaking got back home from work, which I work in a damn hospital. So obviously my dumbass freaking deserves retribution for not freaking taking a damn shower before going to bed. But I was too damn tired to freaking do that. And so I have been greeted with the consequences. Oh my god, this song hurts. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. I really hope that I recover much faster than what I did last month. But it's not as oh no. Oh my god. I'm glad that ended like faster than it needed to. I wouldn't be able to last hearing that song. And I wouldn't be able to last hearing this either. I feel like it was a bad idea to even do this. Anyway, this time is not as bad as it was last month. Last month was an absolute shit show. I kid you not. I was a freaking mess. And I was not able to freaking do anything. Like, I did not have the energy to really even do most stuff last month. And it was fucking difficult to even try to get any sleep. Because I was dealing with freaking stupid nonsense. I don't really want to get too deep into the nitty gritty of it. Let's just say that it wasn't pleasant. But the good thing about it is that I was negative in COVID. So that is a blessing. And that's the only thing that matters. Besides that, I am working on the editing for my reaction of Endwalker to go on YouTube. The only thing is that it's such a gargantuan fucking recording. Actually, it's mostly actually, now that I think about it, I think my freaking hard drive. Thank you. I think my hard drive is sitting on the floor right now. My freaking hard drive is filled to the brim of video recordings that essentially need to be edited through, and so on and so forth. And let me tell you right now, I have probably more footage than fucking Shadowbringers ever could actually possess. It is so much that sitting through it is just like numbing. It's actually fucking numbing. Sitting through all that video feed and having to edit through it. That's one of the main reasons why it's taking so damn long, because it's twice the length in comparison to that of Shadowbringers. Probably even longer than that, to be perfectly honest, and that's not even surprising. So that's the reason why I actually pointed out before in a video that my plans was that I wasn't going to be making this video into parts. Well, I'm gonna have to take that back and let you know that this is gonna be in parts. It's that bad. Like, I finished editing part 1, which is supposed to be the actual launch, with me essentially experiencing the launch and unlocking Reaper and so on and so forth. And then of course there is the actual part 1 that I'm currently editing at the moment, and I shit you not, It's 4 hours long that I'm still editing through right now. So I'm trying to condense that in at least an hour length, if possible. And I just want to let you know that that is essentially the very beginning, all the way to essentially Zodiac. That's pretty much how I'm like segmenting these parts. Is essentially the beginning to Zodiac, then the next arc to I'm trying not to spoil because I don't really know who in the world is watching, but still, regardless, essentially the beginning to Zodiac, and then from there to the next ending, and then from there to the next ending, and then the last area is essentially a part all on its own. I'm not going to say exactly what the area is. All I can say is that that part is a whole video by itself. That's essentially what the game plan is. So the core idea is that I am hoping that I can at least get it done and have all of it uploaded before March is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that I will be able to at least get the majority of it uploaded before March. If not that, I want to at least have it no later than the middle of March, and so on and so forth, because I'm already late as it is. But it took a good amount of time when it came to December when it finally released, and I enjoyed myself. I can say that much for certain. I definitely enjoyed myself. But yeah, I will be taking my time. I'm gonna try not to rush it because like there's so many things that I really want to do to for the video in and of itself. I don't want it to just be like, oh, freaking clip this here and so on and so forth, move to the next, clip that there, move to the next. I want it to be like what my usual videos would typically be, having the funny aspects of it all, the freaking zoom ins, the cut in, the freaking nonsensical nonsense that I normally put in my videos, and so on and so forth. I need to at least put a new spin on every single one of my videos whenever it comes to editing, but that's one of the reasons why it takes so long to actually get it done. I definitely appreciate all of you who are patiently, and I mean patiently, I very much appreciate your patience. Wholeheartedly. Like, trust and believe throughout the time that the video has not been up on YouTube yet, and so on and so forth. Don't think that I'm just like not thinking about it or anything of that nature. Trust me, my mind is always thinking about the fact that I need to go ahead and get this video on YouTube. I need to go ahead and get this video on YouTube. Shit. I need to go ahead and get this video on YouTube, damn it.